or two may be a long ways off. I'd love to, but, you know, finances and all that.
Yeah, I know. I still haven't recovered all the money it costs to put out a book.
Yeah, it's not cheap, and then you know, the retailers take a large percentage of it too. So
yeah, they do. And mine was all done on donations, so I don't have any of my own money in it. It was done on donations, and so if I never break even again, that's okay, because if 100 people get a hold of the book that really needed it, then it was worthwhile. You know?
Yeah, it's not like a lot of people, they say, oh, well, you know, that's not right, you know, you're Antichrist, you're disinformation agent, and yada, yada, yada. But the thing is, he who has all knowledge and knows all things, let him cast the first stone.
Yeah, how much you pay for your
the Bible is not exactly, spelled out in black and white terms. I mean, there's a lot of, you have to read between the lines, you know.
Yep.
And everybody, you know, they have a different path of understanding.
Yeah, everybody's at different levels of truth. And so if they're not on your level, they think you're totally crazy.
What's that?
So everybody's on different levels of truth. That are even on levels, even bothering to get on one. And
everybody's so quick to, blasphemer. Well, maybe I'm wrong. You know, I'm just on the same learning curve as everybody else.
Yep. Yeah,
I mean,
you always put out fascinating stuff, and I send people I get emails about celebrity shape-shifting. I'm like, go to Rick's site. He concentrates on that stuff more than me. You always come up with the funny stuff. I love your site. I go to your site at least once every 2 weeks. You come up with a lot more interesting things on shapeshifters and celebrities, and you know, who's got the black eyes, who's got the lizard this, the reptilian that.
I know. You should. Yeah, some of the email I get, it's like, how dare you say that and stuff. Well, you know, it's like I was always taught, you know, with spaghetti. You always know when it's cooked, when you throw it out and it hits the ceiling and it sticks.
Yeah, it sticks, it doesn't come back down, it's done. That's how my sister still makes it.
Yeah, so you theorize, you throw things out, and if it sticks, then you got something. If not, you know, back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
But it's like we're Bible detectives, and, you know,
we're searching
it's
for
hard
the truth.
putting a case together when you don't really have a whole lot of facts to work with, and God says, my ways are not your ways, and my thoughts are not your thoughts.
Yeah.
I mean,
and some people are just going to believe until you put an alien in their lap. You know, show me proof of an alien. Well, you know, what am I going to do? Put one in your lap?
Yeah.
You know, reading everything I have isn't enough. They want physical proof. I'm supposed to materialize an alien and put one in their lap so they'll believe it?
Yeah, if they want physical proof, then they're going to get it, but it's going to be too late.
Yeah, they're going to be missing a limb by then because he's going to be eating it in front of them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, for people who don't know, this is Rick Vizzuti, and he runs stargods.org. And you'll probably recognize that because I send a lot of you to his website. It's the Watcher Files and the stargods.org, probably my two favorite sites on the Internet, obviously. You know, just stuff you won't see anywhere else in regards to aliens and giants and shapeshifters, and Rick tends to focus more on celebrities and politicians that have the features of aliens and reptilians, and I focus more on underground bases and stuff like that. And we both have a weird mixture of stuff on our sites. I mean, you can be entertained by our sites for weeks, I think. And you just won't find any other sites on the Internet like our two sites. And I know you've had yours up before I even had mine up.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long I've had it up, actually.
Yeah, because yours and Guy Malone's, when I first started getting into the alien agenda about 4 or 5 years ago, alienresistance.org and stargods.org were like the really only alien sites out there at the time.
I love Guy Malone's stuff.
Oh, yeah. Guy Malone's got a great site.
And Bratton, I love his writing.
No, Bratton. I wish he'd come on this show, but he won't do interviews. Could you imagine a threesome just on the phone, all three of us? I mean, that would be something.
Oh, and what I like about his writing, he doesn't write, you know, he's not a crackpot. You know, he's a very sane, logical, you know, writer.
Yeah, he is.
I'm always impressed every time I read his stuff.
Yeah, and, you know, I put all of his stuff on my website. It was like, I got to get all of his stuff and put it all on my site, so all the stuff's in one area. And I get this email Hi, I'm Brian. Thanks for putting my stuff on your website. I was floored. I thought he was dead. This was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think. Well, he has. He doesn't. He uses a library computer.
Yeah. Well, he was hurt. He was run over.
Yeah. Some kind of car crash or something.
No, he was riding his bike. And they tried to take him out.
Oh, okay.
So he was hurt. He was laid up for about a year. He had to relearn how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, all that stuff.
Gee.
And then, of course, the rumors were that he had died. And so I didn't even know he was alive at the time. And I had all of the stuff on my websites, the Dulce base, the Omega files, everything I could find that he'd written. And then he contacted me by email, and I was just floored. But he has a group on the Internet for people that want to read Branton stuff. You can go to Google and search groups. Search their groups for Brantons. He's got a group there. But he's just got incredible stuff. On the Dulce base, I got all my information from Branton, between Branton and just what the Lord showed me on the Dulce base. I didn't even read those other two. Did you read that series that came out about all those different authors? What was those? The 2-book series. All these authors contributed to it.
Again, I didn't quite hear.
Yeah, there was some kind of a 2-book series. I can't think of the name right now. That came out with a lot of information about underground bases and stuff. But it had some Branton stuff in it. But, you know, there's really not a lot on the Internet, so people need to grab what they can now because the Internet won't be up forever.
No.
And you
I find it hard getting deeper stuff off the net. It's very hard. But I like alienresistance.org. That's a really good site.
It's a really, you know what's so different about it is because he's just kind of, it's not too big to where you get lost in it, and it's got a lot of the biblical text right there with it. You know, people that want to just go in and search scripture at the same time instead of getting lost. I get lost in the political crazy stuff. There you go to my site, you'll see a bunch of Bush pictures and Hillary's, and I just go crazy. I never take anything off my site. That's unorganized. But if you go to alienresistance.org, it's just strictly aliens and the Bible. Those two things. It doesn't get into the shapeshifters and all that like we do. We have a lot more fun. But it's, you know,
I throw everything in and plus the kitchen sink, you know.
Yeah. You know.
The eyes, I usually get a lot of, well, not a lot, but I get emails from people saying, oh, how can you judge somebody about their eyes, and you know, judge not lest ye be judged. And, but the thing is, these people get back to me because they usually they encounter somebody like that, and sort of reality taps them on the shoulder, and they go, wow, this guy's eyes, they were like black, and they didn't reflect any light, and he was so evil. I just felt this evil presence, and then I sit back and go, yeah, reality just tapped you on the shoulder, now you know. Yeah,
they write you emails and rip you up one side and down the other. And then a couple of weeks later, or a month or two later, you're hearing from them again. Oh, wait a minute, this isn't so crazy. I just saw something the other day. I get that too, you know, and it's crazy. So I don't even respond to those types of emails. Well, I gotta wrap up the show. But
okay then, I'll let you go then.
Thanks for calling in.
Okay.
Hey.
Take care.
God bless.
Bye.
That wraps up the show tonight, folks. I'll get back into the second coming material next week. Probably post the article this week. Pay attention to my blogger, SherryTalkRadio.blogspot.com. Have a good week. God bless you. We'll see you next Monday night.